So for those of you who love snacking and need a little bit of energy during the day, this recipe is just for you. Now I'm fed up of seeing all date and nut balls and it's getting a bit boring, and also what you need to know is that whenever you eat dates, they're really high in sugar, so they spike your sugar levels and then you come crashing down, and it really interferes with your adrenal function and your hormone balance and everything else. So I want to make a protein ball or an energy ball recipe that doesn't call for dates and that's packed with loads of ingredients to support your stress response and your hormones. And this recipe is bullet balls. So I'm going to start with a cup of walnuts, because walnuts are a great nut. They've got omega-3 fatty acids, which really help with brain and hormone function. So I'm just going to put them in my blender. And then I'm going to start with, well, not going to start with, I have pumpkin seeds. So just under 1 cup, maybe about 2/3 of pumpkin seeds are going in. Now pumpkin seeds are naturally high in zinc, which is great for, again, the stress response, because when we get stressed we use up zinc. It also helps with our hydrochloric acid formation and digestive function. It's really good for sperm quality as well. Not that I'm concerned about that, but good to know. I'm going to blend that up first. Now, you don't want to blend it for too long because otherwise it will become a nut butter when it starts releasing its oils, and we want to get it before it hits that stage. So it's just sort of a little bit crumbly, in crumbs, nut crumbs, I guess. So I'm going to take some Bulletproof Brain Octane oil. Now this is kind of like MCT oil that helps feed the brain, because healthy fats, we need healthy fats in the brain. It's also helps with the gut flora. I mean, it's a whole story that I'm not going to go into with this. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of that. So everyone's a little bit scared of fats, but we needn't be, because actually fats form well, they're part of every cell membrane, so they help keep our cells nice and fluid. They also help create our actual hormones, and they help give us energy. And also the good thing about coconut oil, and this particular oil, it's very, it's got antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial qualities, so that can really, really help with sort of keeping our health in check in general. Now I've got some blueberries as well, so I've just taken like a small handful of blueberries, and these are going to be instead of dates. So I'm just going to bung these in. Now blueberries are really high in antioxidants, so help neutralise free radicals. They're very low in glycemic load as well. We should really be sticking to berries when we're having fruits in general, just so we don't get that sugar crash. So they're very, very protective. I'm going to throw in, so I ground up some flax, some actual whole flax. Whenever I'm ready to use it, I just take the seeds and sort of grind them so they're in ground form so I can absorb them. And flax is incredible. They're high in lignans, which help pull out excess estrogen and excess hormones from the body, and also very nourishing because it's got those omega-3 properties as well. So I'm just going to put maybe 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in there. Some salt as well. So salt, again, when we're a bit tired, we're a bit burnt out, we need to put some salt back. Really helps our adrenal glands. Cinnamon helps with blood sugar levels. So I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Also gives it a really nice taste. Might be a bit too much. Nah, whatever. What next? So I'm going to use some Brilliance Potion because it has loads of adaptogenic herbs. It's got ginkgo biloba, Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha, helping to calm the body and support those adrenal glands once again. So I'm going to put in a heaped teaspoon of that. And maybe you might want to put in some extra maca. Sometimes if you want to make chocolate balls, you can add in some cacao powder, but I'm going to leave that out for me just because I'm trying to stay away from the caffeine and give my adrenals some extra loving. So I'm going to pop the blender on now. And you've got a gorgeous purplish sort of mix. from the berries, and it should be quite sticky, which is great, because then what you want to do is just take a little bit in your hands, maybe about a tablespoonful, roll it in your hands, and there you go. That is your bullet ball right there. So I'm going to make a whole batch of these and freeze them, because then you can just, well, you can store them in the freezer so they'll last longer and you can just take them out whenever you need them. And also just sort of setting in the freezer or fridge will help solidify some of those fats, so it just makes it easier to eat rather than squidgy and going all over your fingers. So it's been about half an hour. I put my bullet balls in the freezer and have just pulled them out. They should be like nice and hard now. I'll show you, they have made about 16 balls, which will keep me going for a really long time. Maybe, well, they'll definitely keep me going for a few days at least. So just sling them in the freezer, keep them in there, take them out whenever you feel like you need a snack. Better to have this than to have your chocolate bars or anything with dates that's just going to send your blood sugar all over the place. These will keep you nice and filled and feeling fabulous.